Hello, everybody. So, some news came out this morning from a couple different gaming news sources and, surprisingly, the New York Times. Big news in the gaming sphere, as you can probably tell by the title. Microsoft is to buy Activision Blizzard for a reported, what the hell was it? $68.7 billion, almost $70 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Now, this comes obviously, as we all know, the Bobby Kotick's failure to captain the ship and clean out ineffective and predatory leadership. Great big boys club, as it were. Even so, this, I think, is a good thing. Just to give you the rundown of some things, Microsoft said today, Tuesday, it planned to buy the powerhouse but troubled video game company Activision Blizzard for nearly $70 billion. Betting that the video games will become increasingly central to people's digital lives, the blockbuster acquisition, the largest ever by Microsoft and for the gaming world, would catapult the company into a leading spot in a $175 billion industry that is successful on virtually every kind of device, from bulk gaming consoles to mobile phones, and has reached even greater heights during the pandemic. Technology companies are swarming around the industry looking for a bigger share of attention and money from the world's 3 billion gamers. All very well and interesting. Microsoft is dabbling their things into metaverses and things of that nature, but buying Activision, which has such eclectic franchises such as StarCraft, Overwatch, Diablo, and World of Warcraft under the Blizzard brand, Candy Crush under King, their Activision's mobile division, and Call of Duty under Activision itself. This acquisition has led to some places like Polygon speculating Call of Duty and Blizzard games to be an Xbox exclusive. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. And if I could play Diablo 3 and the new Call of Duty and if I could get a World of Warcraft subscription included with Game Pass, I think that would be an excellent dollar value. I think, from a macro perspective, that this is going to be good for the company. It's going to lead to less, obviously, sexual harassment. It's going to lead to a better steering of the ship. And I dare I say it, think it might even be the reason why World of Warcraft stopped its its admittedly originally slow but now fast decline into irrelevancy. Although, that being said, this has echoes of what was happening with Bethesda earlier on last year when they were acquiring ZeniMax Online Services, or ZeniMax in general, which is the parent company that owns Bethesda, id Software, and a myriad of other video game staple companies. They were kind of cleaning house 3 to 5 years before the announcing of the acquisition by Microsoft, and which to quote a Elder Scrolls Online streamer named Target the Tank, Microsoft bought Bethesda about a year ago now, more or less. I think that is why ZOS has been cleaning house for about 3 years now. I also think this is why the stuff at Activision Blizzard is coming out now, because for Microsoft to announce buying Activision Blizzard, that means they have been in talks for 3 to 5 years already. So things came out in a wash when they were doing a house check. Microsoft probably also specifically leaked info so they could drive down the sale price while making themselves look like they were coming in and cleaning up the cultural problems there. This is an opinion quote verbatim by Mr. Target the Tank on Twitch, a Elder Scrolls Online Twitch streamer. It's an opinion and a hunch, his words. But even so, I actually agree with this opinion, and I think that it is fairly spot on. And I think that while any type of monopolization offends my more left-wing sensibilities, I do think that as far as gaming companies go, while Microsoft is a giant, bloated mega corporation, it does seem to run a very tight ship, and they have a certain level of expectation for its subsidiaries. So I'm hoping that the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, plus the cost benefit of, and the cost benefit, like just the value proposition that comes with Game Pass, I think that Xbox and by extension that Microsoft and by extension Xbox are slated to dominate the next console generation. While there's plenty of people that give PlayStation plenty of goodwill, at the end of the day, making franchises like Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, whatever Starfield is going to be, all the Blizzard's IPs, and even Call of Duty, a console exclusive on Xbox, I think is going to be a great business move on their part. And I think despite the exclusivity bits of it being relatively dubious for the consumer, I think that overall all of these franchises are going to be at least a little bit better than they were before this. I'm a PC gamer, so Microsoft is going to give this to us regardless. My only apprehension about it is it's not going to be on Steam. But what can you do? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a little bit of a news update. Thank you so much for listening. I should be going live tonight on Twitch at twitch.tv/HIMediaTV. Link in the doobly-doo. And I will see you guys next time.